What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 194. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm Trav.
And I'm here with Adam.
And this week we watched Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Before Spider-Man 2 is lauded as the best sequel to a superhero film, and before the world was packed full with the big bang and advent of superhero films, we had Batman Returns.
This is a damn good sequel, man.
I mean, yeah. Considering they wrote the narrative to where Joker got killed off in the first film, we were saying before you hit record, Adam, like DeVito and fucking Michelle Pfeiffer, dude.
She did a great job.
Dude.
I know,
She
right?
was so much yummier. She was so much yummier this time around.
Yeah, dude. She is. I mean, like, I don't like milk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but her drinking
But it does the body good.
I actually have a question about that. So, when he pushes her out the window, did she die and those cats bring her back to life? Is that what happened there?
I think.
Is that what was supposed to have happened? I figured she hurt herself or something, maybe a little concussion, but it's like I didn't know if that's what they were going for, because all these cats just come out of nowhere, and I was like, oh god, it's cats.
I think it was,
one was eating on her
the whole
finger.
Concept. One of the big things that Tim Burton kind of echoed in these two Batman films was the,
crazy.
He was all about rolling in duality. All of his symbolic shit. And I felt like, because that was something because I watched it with my kids, and when that scene happened, my youngest spoke up the same way at him. She was like, so the cats turned her into Catwoman? And I think that's for the kid.
Well, it's like when she was coming to. I never thought that when I was a kid. I was like, she fell out. So when she was coming to, she had all these cats around her, and she's like, I'm a cat now. And she went and destroyed her house like a cat when you leave them home alone,
Yeah.
Did y'all notice that?
Well, yeah. Fuck you and fuck you.
I just think it's her head bouncing off all them fucking things on the way down.
And being a cat lady?
A combination of her psyche breaking.
Yeah.
The parallels that kept getting drawn in her life. Yeah. Fucked her shit up, man.
I've got an even bigger question. Now, this was the
Herman?
Well, that's what I'm getting around to.
Okay.
Like, not the fact that he's in the movie, though, but let's take a look at this. All right. So, the movie was released in, 92?
Yeah.
Right? So, 33 years had passed. So, we're going to say in the 50s is whenever this movie starts, right?
Are you using a voice changer?
No. Why?
It just sounds deep.
Does it?
Yeah.
Like, real deep?
Deeper than it normally does.
I've been coughing a lot today, so that
might be it. I mean, Trav, do you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Absolutely.
That's weird,
I just
man.
wasn't going to say nothing about it. I was just going to be like, I guess.
I thought maybe you were fucking with us for a second. Yeah.
Oh.
I think like Griffin went through his own Catwoman transformation.
I mean, you can hear it. It might be you think it could be the call? I'm going to leave and come back in real quick. I don't know.
How is it?
Say it again.
Is it still the same?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. Let me leave. Hold on.
It wasn't like that before.
How about now?
It's still deep. I mean, we can go with it.
I don't understand.
I don't know either.
We assure you guys, listeners of the interweb,
this has never happened.
This is Griffin.
194 episodes.
Yeah, I don't understand.
He put his Tim Burton voice on.
Yeah, right. But my question is, so the movie opens and it's like in the 50s, maybe early 60s, right?
Yeah, when they're
having
a baby and they're pushing him out. And you get that fucking classic Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas fucking shot when they're going over the bridge.
Yeah. But my question is like, why? Like, this family is beyond rich, right? And they have enough money to go in and do absolutely anything that they want to.
Yeah.
So instead of abandoning the child at a zoo, right? Why didn't they, I don't know, be the responsible ones and like find out why the kid's fingers were like that?
Yeah.
And like, because like they put the kid in a box and then the kid pulls the cat, and it's like, well, it's being treated like a fucking animal.
Yeah.
You know
probably
what I'm saying?
hungry.
Like, what do you expect? Like, I understand. I understand you don't want to nurse the kid because, you know, whatever reason.
Yeah. Oh hell. You don't want to put a nipple in his mouth.
No. But that's what I never understood.
I never thought about that until I watched it this time.
Yeah,
I just went with it when I was a kid or younger. You know, you're just like, well, that's what happened. But you're like, damn, they're fucking rich. And then like, where's the money at?
Yeah,
you know, when he goes and they're dead. I mean, did they have other kids? Did he get the money? Like, because it looked like they had a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. Like, possibly, you know,
had Cobblepot money, dude.
Thomas Wayne level of money.
Yeah, I mean, that house was nice.
Yeah, it was too nice.
Yeah.
Too nice. So,
yeah.
But that was my biggest, like, why? Why is that their immediate reaction is like, we're going to have this special crib concocted that we can put on wheels and we're going to take him to the zoo and Moses him down the river.
Yeah. Yeah.
Into a flock of penguins. You know what I'm saying? And then how the fuck do the penguins take care of a child?
I don't know, dude.
The logistics of this does not add up.
It doesn't, but it's Gotham City. This is the most, like, Batman 89 and Batman 92, I guess we'll call it this. Yeah. Comic book as fuck, dude.
Well,
Tim Burton, say what you want about him. The Batman films are like his peak visual experience for me.
Yeah, I mean,
as far as like when you think of, like, when people, for a lot of people, when they think of Tim Burton, they automatically go to The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
I go to Batman and Batman Returns.
Right.
I know a lot of other people go, didn't he direct Big Fish?
Yes.
I know a lot of people cling to that one, but for me, what's, to me, the comfiest Tim Burton aesthetic is, like, I always think of that fucking shot of the camera panning on that small, like, you know, it's panning through the zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The landscape's all just crazy. Like, the locations in this movie make no fucking sense.
Yeah.
But it has that, I don't know, it's almost like Tim Burton was trying to be like, don't focus on the environment, it's there. That way it makes sense that, like, Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle form their relationship, and just how we're in this big bustling city of Gotham. All these motherfuckers tend to all chill on the same block.
Yeah. Well, and let's think about it this way, though, Trav. Before 89 Batman was released, you had some darker, like you had the Dark Knight Returns and all this kind of stuff, a couple of darker Batman stories. But has anyone influenced the Batman as a whole more than Tim Burton?
I don't think
because
so. In terms of aesthetic, he
that's classic Gotham, dude.
Yeah.
That Tim Burton Gotham.
Yeah. And
he draws in what I would consider to be the mainstream aesthetic of what Gotham should look like for a lot of people when they think Batman.
Yeah,
ridiculous architecture, you know, a lot of everything in the same, you know, all in one area.
Yeah. And the way that, like, the darkness of it, while also not being dark, the shapes of the buildings and all this kind of stuff, like the Tim Burton stuff bled over into the animated series, which both combined bled over into the comics. I mean, yeah, you had Gotham as like a quote unquote dark city, but you never had a gothic Gotham.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And they really took it to that. They took it to that extreme visually in this film, and it has rippled through Batman time.
Yeah.
From that point forward. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, this is. I would say. I would say because of the, he was able to expand more on it. It was just crazy how different this Gotham looked from the Gotham we got in '89.
Yeah.
It was like it's just on the other side of town, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just think about like Axis, the Axis Chemicals area, and big open stretches of road, like when Joker and Batman have the Batwing, the chicken moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I mean, but you're absolutely right though. It's so fundamental in like the aesthetic of Batman now, for sure. Yeah. Across all mediums.
Right. And then
you can even even though with respect to the other filmmakers that went on to do their different iterations, they still in some way pulled inspiration from Tim Burton, whether it be consciously or not.
Yeah, and you can even see that in the trailer for the upcoming Batman flick. I mean, it's there.
So one thing that I never picked up on when I did my rewatch of this, because I went on I want to say I haven't rewatched the Tim Burton Batman films since probably between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so
for me.
But one thing that I never picked up on until this go around was, I feel like, all right, so the scene in The Dark Knight when the tumbler gets wrecked, and we get that badass moment where the bicycle breaks off from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a direct, like not a direct,
when he went between the walls,
homage in a way. It was that iteration of that scene, like he redid it.
Yeah.
Which I mean, there like this movie had just like in the Christopher Nolan, just like in Dark Knight, the Dark Knight when it does that scene, when the fucking one side just fires on, the computer's going through the protocols and the music amplifying and everything, and you're in the zone with it. Same way with like Batman Returns too. Like it's almost like the composer of the film that scored it, like Danny Elfman and all of those guys, it's like, we have all this, we need to put some Batman on it. Like the music almost is its own thing.
Yeah. It's its own character.
Well, and like the Batmobile got more screen time.
Yeah.
They knew how, that Tim Burton Batmobile's cool as fuck.
It's iconic.
Even though you can't like really drive that thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It got more, it was its own character.
Yeah.
In the movie,
it
got
seemed
more screen
more utilitarian though. Yeah, like the Batmobile started kicking ass before Batman did.
Yeah. Well, the first time he shows up when they kidnap the baby and bring it back.
Yeah.
He fucked everybody up with the Batmobile pretty much,
Yeah. Well, and one thing that I wanted to hint on as well, and I was interested to hear your guys' take on it. So, has there ever been a comic book film or a film like this in general where the main character almost plays a supporting character? Because the movie focused more on Penguin, and Selina Kyle and fucking Christopher Walken's character. I can't think what his name, Max.
Yeah.
Shreck.
It focused on those three characters more, and it felt like
way more screen time.
Yeah, Batman took kind of a back seat in a lot of, because think about the major, Bruce Wayne Batman scenes. You have the dance. You have him going to the meeting with Max. You have the fight, of course, the fight scenes in the big finale. But and then him at the house when Selina Kyle shows up and they both got to, they're leaving and all this stuff. But in reality, like, and I don't know if it's just my memory or what it is, but whenever you think Batman Returns, I don't pull Batman. I pull Penguin.
Yeah,
I pull Catwoman. I pull all this other imagery. And it's crazy how they released like a big budget Batman flick where Batman almost felt like a supporting character and he just showed up to kick ass and further the plot of the villains.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, and it's kind of like film writing 101. Has anybody done anything like that since? I mean,
no. Well, not since The Dark Knight, I would guess. In terms, if we're sticking to just Batman, I guess.
I'm just talking about in film general. Like, even with the newer comic book films, like, when's the last Captain America movie came out where Captain America was not the focal point of the film? The villains were the focal point of the film, and he just shows up to kick some ass and take some names.
Yeah, you don't really see him doing that.
Yeah, that's and it was
really like.
It's kind of a fucking ballsy move.
It's a Batman movie with like just a little bit of Batman.
Yeah, but less Batman he shows up and does what he does best.
Yeah.
He kicks ass. Bruce Wayne, fucking Michael Keaton is charming as fuck. I want to go home with him. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that scene when he's sitting like in his living room. Yeah. And they put they're like, what are you waiting for? Get the signal up. And then those like mirror things, they all turn to shine it through the window.
And he
but
looks
that scene,
up.
and he looks up, he's in that chair.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, dude.
Yeah. He knew the score.
He was just sitting there, and it's like he was just sitting there waiting on it.
Yeah.
And just how on the nose was Michael Goff as Alfred in this film?
Oh yeah.
This version of Alfred.
I mean this version of Alfred is near and dear to my heart. Like, because I would like to assume that most folks our age, like, this is our first big dose of Batman. 89 and 92.
That's classic Alfred.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like these, we always have to remember too that these movies set the standard for a lot of folks now.
Yeah. I mean, and you still hear people talk specifically about the 89 Batman.
Yeah.
And like, there's some over the top things that are going on in Batman Returns and like the whole Penguin, like he's going for it. Like Danny DeVito goes for it. And it's not cheesy. It's just like over the top as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're just like, damn, he went for it,
Yeah.
And even fucking Catwoman, like she went for it and it didn't come off as like, even watching it now, and it's like almost 30 years old at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not come off as cheesy or like, tongue in cheek or anything like that. It just comes off as like, we're in Gotham. Motherfuckers are acting weird in Gotham. Look at this architecture.
What did he say?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was talking about this before you got on, Travis, but how pervy fucking Penguin was?
Yeah.
Y'all remember when he said that was some pussy he'd like to get after?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then when he said he'd like to hang out with that one chick and hit her with his French flipper, and he was doing the damn move with the flipper, and I was like, God damn, like.
He was in it.
But
Penguin's got a squirter.
Is, like, he was.
I'm just saying, he's doing the move.
Hit him with the squirter.
Danny DeVito was still Danny DeVito. He made the Penguin work.
There's so many scenes in this movie that always stuck with me, like from the first time you see it, like him eating the fish.
Yeah.
And just fucking gnawing on it, like I'm like a wild animal. And then
when he's coming down that
like
staircase?
Yeah. And then you gotta have a spiral staircase, dude. That's
It's fucking Gotham architecture.
Yeah, but
dude.
then whenever he first comes out and they're taking the pictures and he's putting his fucking fins up, like the lights, the scene where he puts his hands together and he does the bat symbol on the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then him biting the dude's nose.
Yeah, he fucked him up.
Hannibal Lecter moment right there.
Yeah. But I mean, I haven't watched this film. So the last time that I watched this, I watched it and the 89 Batman back to back because I bought the Tim Burton Blu-ray box set.
Mm-hmm.
And it came with Batman, Batman Returns, Beetlejuice, Mars Attacks. You know, it was a great box set.
I remember when you bought that.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You know? And so it's been that long since I've watched it. And it's kind of one of those films that, like, the older you get, the more you kind of pick up on. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Batman 89 is very straightforward to a certain extent. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can kind of pick up on things here and there, but, like, especially looking at it through the lens of, like, a podcast, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, the choices that were made in this film, if they were not intentional, then the motherfuckers got lucky.
Yeah.
Because it all worked. You know what I mean?
Like a big house on fire.
Yeah.
That was the thing this time I was watching it because I knew, we're doing a podcast. It's different.
Yeah.
You know, when you really watch, like I was spotting shit like whenever he dies at the end, the penguin's laying there and the penguins come out to bring him down to the water.
Yeah.
When it does that shot, because I'm sitting there watching them and I'm like, they're not even touching his body. Right? That shot from behind where it shows him going, sliding off into the water, there's a fucking wire connected to him.
Yeah.
That's pulling. Did you see it? That's pulling him into the water. See, that was the thing, though. They never expected it to be on Blu-ray. They just like, Blu-ray wasn't
the fucking fuzziness
guarantee
of the VHS
you can't see that shit on a DVD. Like,
yeah. But it's a great collection of films, man. And it's like, what would have, if Tim Burton was going to do the third one, what would it have, who would have been?
That's what I was going to ask y'all. I wonder why that never happened.
I think Superman, right?
Was that it?
I mean,
because they kind of left it open, like you see Catwoman at the end.
Yeah.
So is she crazy? Because she got shot like 7 times. Like, I mean, he pumped her. Was she even really standing there? Like,
right?
I mean, who knows? But that's what when it went off, I was like, well, why they never made another one? I guess he probably just wanted to leave it at that.
Maybe a lot of this is overanalyzation, but I took it as like she probably, she lived obviously, but like by her showing up like that, it harkens back to that thing that small little plot point between what she says to Batman on the rooftops and everything. She's like, "You tried to kill me," or she's convinced Batman had killed her.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, he saved her,
Yeah.
And, that's a
hard fell in the kitty litter. Which was
well, like, in a way, it was like, in a way, it shows you that, like, Catwoman's going to be more of an ally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But more of, she's always the rogue element.
Well, when he was telling her at the end, he was like, "We can live together." And she's like, "I could live with you in that big castle," but she's like, "I don't think I can live with myself."
Yeah.
It would have stuck with classic Catwoman. She would have been in the film. She would have helped him a couple times. She would have backstabbed him a couple of times. Their relationship would flip-flop. But then she'd come together with him to put down the big bad.
Yeah, because then you remember the penguin shit on her.
That's Catwoman's place in the universe,
Yeah. Could you imagine how freaky she would have been, though?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get too far out there.
I mean, I don't know. Here's my thing. I didn't know how to interpret her performance as Catwoman at the very end, where they're unmasked. They've had the "we could be together" speech, and then she's talking to Shreck before she zaps his ass. And
kiss Santa Claus.
Yeah, like it was just, it was borderline exquisite acting.
Yeah.
There was some exquisite acting in the movie.
Yeah.
Several scenes where Danny DeVito would hit certain spots where it was like, oh, he went for it there.
I feel like it's unsaid, but I think we all agree, like you're saying, I think we all agree that like there were moments where Penguin and Catwoman were on a level of ridiculous that was I was getting there
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some of the dialogue. Yeah, like we were saying earlier, Penguin's dialogue's fucking raunchy, dude.
Yeah, dude. Her too, though.
Yeah.
Like, there were moments that I got the awkward stare from my kids because, like, they watched it when they were younger too, around the same age that I did when I started watching Batman movies. And that moment, we all just we were like, we didn't remember that for some reason, and we all just kind of stared at each other and was like, "Holy shit!"
I was like,
but that shows you how hard. It shows you how hardcore the aesthetic of the movie just overwhelms you as a kid, and probably why it sticks with us so heavily.
Yeah.
In the fandom and everything.
I kind of want to go back and watch all that Batman animated series stuff. Because I mean, when you see the buildings, the buildings in Batman Returns look like paintings, right? And the buildings and all the backgrounds and everything in the animated series were paintings. I mean, the only thing different was you had live action actors and animated, you know?
Like that shot when they're doing the Christmas tree lighting the first time.
Yeah,
and it
with
pulls
the statues
back.
and
Yeah, dude. How cool is that?
Yeah.
It's like these two dudes and they're like shifting this like gear thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, that they're like, they're like turning the city.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a cool shot.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Trev. I know that you've played it, and I'd be interested in your take on it. So, you played Arkham Asylum and Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, right?
Yes.
So some of the imagery, and the Tim Burton influence definitely was pulled into those games, right? Which they're fantastic. I love those games. But could you imagine?
Absolutely.
Could you imagine Cape Crusading through a fully rendered Tim Burton video game?
Oh, dude. Hard-earned money. I'd drop it quick.
I mean, that's what I would like to see. And I know they're coming out with another one, and it's not going to be focused on Batman. It's going to be focused on the rest of them, which is cool and everything. But I would love nothing more than the Batman suit with the no neck turn, the badass Batmobile. You know what I'm saying? And then all that.
Maybe we just don't know. I would love to be ignorant to this, because finding out about it would be fantastic if there was some sort of mod for it for Arkham City. Arkham City that was my favorite of the Arkham games. I had the most silly goose time with that shit. And I wonder if there's a mod that sets it to like Tim Burton art and so on and so forth.
If there's not, then we need to commission somebody, I'm just saying.
Y'all
like, I don't care.
I
don't like, someone could hear this and run with it and make it a hit. I don't even want recognition for it. Just make it, please. Someone get on the ball.
When the Batmobile ran up in that like little street there.
Yeah.
And it was a dead end, and he just put that platform down and turned the car around, went back out. It's like, that's how you fucking turn around, dude.
Classic Batman
style. The Batmobile's like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. If it was a man.
Here was something I noticed that I thought, I kind of laughed when I watched it, because I remember thinking it was so badass as a kid. At the beginning, when the big, when the Red Triangle gang attacks, and the bat signal shoots up in the sky. Batman's got signals that capture the sunlight from the signal.
Yeah.
And shoot it into his library.
It's fucking crazy.
Those just sit outside his house 24/7.
Yeah, and for some reason, when the signal hits it, they turn, and they all like.
Yeah, but for some reason, people haven't asked Bruce Wayne, why does he have bat signals positioned around his house?
It's like, I know the guy,
Dude.
I mean, is Wayne Manor that removed from Gotham?
How could you meet Catwoman and not know that was her under there? It's like, it's got her eyes.
Yeah, her lips.
Her voice.
Bloodshot eyes, yeah. At least Batman put a little voice on.
Yeah.
How over the top was that when he went down to the Batcave and he got in that fucking That damn thing with the spikes in it.
I'll say for what it was.
Slides out.
And maybe this shows how ignorant I am to romance writing. But I thought the way they played Batman and Catwoman, I felt like this movie started that push for wanting that to happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it just shows how ignorant I am because there's a lot of Batman comics out there.
Well.
But I felt the way they played into it was good. It was kind of Tim Burton's classic love, for, like feeling wrong and right and weird kind of vibey stuff.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, Michelle Pfeiffer basically played a dominatrix that acted like a cat.
I mean, dude. She was a very large impact on my life. And my nuts. So I'm gonna give it a full star, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Can't go wrong with it.
Full battle.
It's a fucking Christmas movie, man.
Yeah, which is crazy.
It keeps the theme of Christmas. It lets you remember. It does. To have been released in, what was it, like June or March of, like it wasn't a winter or Christmas movie, and I always thought that it was like it came out in the holidays. It's Christmas, like that just made sense to me. Came out in June 19th, 92.
Weird.
Well, I mean, they released it in June. It probably came to VHS around the holiday season.
Yep.
Toys. I mean,
yeah.
They had it all planned out, dude, for sure. You know,
big VHS sales.
Yeah. I mean, I had Batman Returns
in theaters. I remember when I had the one that was you know, the scene where he's leaving the rooftop and he does the cape.
Yeah.
I had the toy at one time where it came with the pack, repressed it, and the wings came out.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
I remember. But yeah, it gets a full Batarang. Does it get the coveted golden Batarang?
Yeah.
It gets It is a worthy sequel to a worthy Batman film.
Yeah. And it set the tone for not only Batman, but comic book films to come. And it did it in 89 and 92.
Yeah.
And we didn't start getting like really good fucking comic book movies until like the mid 2000s, you know? So,
I mean, if you're someone that's went your whole life without watching Batman or comic book movies, and this is not of your taste, if you're ever dabbling in it, man, watch it.
Yeah.
Quintessential viewing.
Quintessence. All right. Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Oh man. He knows where he lives. He found his porch, dude.
This episode.
So
Bill Burr. How about we address that?
And it's take his goddamn helmet off.
He had to,
but
man,
he'll do it for the
kid. Yeah.
Yeah, how good was Bill Burr? He was good.
I mean,
y'all know before they cast him in Star Wars, he was like, he used to hate on it and talk shit, and that's kind of one of the reasons why Favreau wanted him to be in it.
Really?
Yeah, I saw an article about that. Well, he would like make fun of it,
right,
on his podcast or something, you know. And I could just hear him like, "Who the fuck wants to watch Star Wars?" You know, some fucking nerd in his mom's basement, you know.
I want to see, yeah, I want to see someone cast Bill Burr in a very dramatic film,
serious role,
being a supporting actor.
Yeah,
because dude,
he's got the chops.
He reminds me of Giovanni Ribisi, but with red hair.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because they both have that same accent. They both have kind of a similar attitude to a certain extent. Their mannerisms are similar, but Bill Burr's just a little bit more intense than Giovanni Ribisi. Yeah, and I would love to see him, no shit, in just like a straight drama. I think he could do it.
He could do a great job.
Yeah.
When you think Bill Burr, you don't think Star Wars, but and you know that first episode he was in, it was like, yeah, he was just in there for a second.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did a great job in this one.
Yeah. Them sitting down and with that dude whenever they're, after Mando, after Mando gets the information, and they have that whole back and forth, man. Like, he fucking pulled it off. I was sold.
Yeah.
You know?
I felt his pain.
Yeah.
And even Mando was like, fuck it, man. Damn. We got to do it. Like he didn't get mad. He's like,
no questions. Yeah.
I'm with you, man. I've been fucked over too.
I'm glad.
What about Richard Brake as the Imperial officer that they have to deal with?
Yeah.
He played he played that clown at the beginning of Rob Zombie's 31, the one that like has that really badass intro. It's the opening shot of the film, actually. He does this talk to the camera, this monologue to the camera, because it's the victim he's about to kill. But he's still staring straight at you. But he just gives this really badass speech, dude, about like, I'm here to kill you. Here's why, and so on.
Yeah.
But it like he carried that over into being like, dude, you wanted to kill him, and it was badass that Bill Burr, his character, when they talk about Operation Cinder, that I deep dived on it, and it's connected to Palpatine. That was apparently it was like a retaliatory attack after Palpatine died.
Oh, okay.
So it was like one of those things, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a crazy, like, tense standoff. Like I had to step back and remind myself that I'm watching a Disney Plus show.
Yeah, for real.
When they're talking about how many were dead and everything. So
yeah.
I mean, it had some good acting on this episode, like genuinely good acting.
Well, you got to think about it this way too, though. It's called Star Wars, right? We all focus on the star, but you don't really think about the war side of it, right? You think good guys, spaceships, lightsabers, save the day, but they bring realism into it.
It's a galaxy-wide conflict, and they're doing a good job with this show of capitalizing that it's, a lot of shit has been going on all over the galaxy simultaneously.
Yeah. And a lot of people have died. Like millions or billions of people have died.
Well, at this point in the timeline, several planets have been destroyed.
Yeah, so like billions of people have died, I like how they those fuckers trying to get on the little buggy.
Trying to destroy them.
Yeah.
And that's what, when they got in there, they were like, you're the only guys, the only delivery we got. Yeah. You fucked them all up.
It's and what's crazy is that was a good old classic
like train robbery trope thing. Like
you've got the wagon full of nitroglycerin. You know, you can't be hitting bumps too hard and shit.
It was very well done. I mean, everything in the whole episode was very well done. And then just that sequence at the end where, like, Gideon, we got this fucking message for you, dude. You got to check this shit out.
And he tells him the same fucking thing Gideon said to him.
Yeah.
Whenever he took his helmet off, I was like, oh my God, the internet's going to fucking flip out.
But they didn't care.
They did. Well, it was like, he did it for the kid, man.
Yeah.
That's the only reason it happened. And then right after they fucked that room up, Bill Burr was like, here, I never saw you, put this back on. You did what you had to do.
Yeah.
You know, you did what you had to do.
Yeah, dude. That whole sequence where he takes the helmet off, like you're saying, man.
Did not expect that to happen.
It makes him delivering that message to Gideon pack even so much more of a punch. Like, I'm about to kill every stormtrooper you send that you throw at me, dude. Like, you're gonna have to kill me.
I did see an article that said he'll take his helmet off more in season 3.
It was a genuine fuck yeah moment, you know?
Yeah. Do you think that Bill Burr's character will return?
I think they'll meet back up. I mean,
he's still on
that planet, but
they showed us that he was a crack shot for a reason.
Yeah.
So
shit, they got 3 of them.
Yeah, I see them. I see them rolling up at like an 11th hour moment.
Yeah.
And start providing cover fire.
Well, they got him out of jail.
Yeah.
And he got to kill that fucking general.
Yep. They're bros for life.
He was able to redeem himself, which was cool.
Yeah.
It's cool that they gave his character a little bit of an arc, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Because in that other episode, he was a bitch.
Yeah. It's crazy how, like, you can equate to people seeing Mando's face to, like, your friends seeing your dick, right? Yeah. Now, bear with me here, right? So, if I'm somewhere...
Like, put your pants back on, you do what you had to do.
Yeah, exactly. If I walk in on, like, somebody fucking that I'm really good friends with, never happened, was never there, didn't see a dick, didn't see balls, didn't see anything, right? But you both know that one... Yeah, and there's that unspoken camaraderie from that point forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're fucking your dick brothers.
Yeah, yeah. And I love how it's kind of like, I saw you without your helmet on.
But I'm not going to tell anyone.
Yeah, this didn't happen. I'm not going to tell them. And I mean, really though, what can you tell them? Like, based off of his looks, he looks like a dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's almost, it's the best thank you he can provide to him from the fact that all this led up to him having the opportunity to avenge what he did and was a part of in a way.
And they got him out of jail. Then they helped him.
It was a good bit of writing for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that line, man, when he said, "You did what you had to do."
Yeah. Put your
Don't
helmet
worry
on.
about it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, how can a 30-minute show pack the kind of heart this show's doing?
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you how, Trav. We got 19 fucking Star Wars shows coming up.
Oh,
that's shit. All connected to this one somehow.
Yeah, right. Which all right.
Roll it from the top.
Dude, we were talking about it in the last. Was it the last podcast?
Yeah.
Talking about there being more shows. Make more shows. And they're like, we're making a shitload of shows. It's good for their streaming service. So, of course, they're going to do that. And it's going over well. Kathleen Kennedy's not over that department.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Favreau's going to spearhead the show stuff. He's going to be there then. What's the dude from Marvel?
Well, it's making...
He's going to be there, Feige.
Well, it's making its way through a lot of the rumor mills, and it's been reported on a lot of other websites too. But it's all being derived from a YouTube channel called Overlord. If you search him up, you really can't miss his channel. Yeah. You'll know him when you see him. Great source of information, cool channel. But he had kind of guessed that because due to Ahsoka's thing, he's predicted that, like, the rumor that he pushed a few months ago is that they're trying to erase the Star Wars sequels, and that slowly kind of seeped its way into a lot of news that we've covered. And he's put out another piece recently saying that it's he's pointed out more or less, and it makes sense. None of this content has anything to do with new characters that have been established, like nothing to do with the sequel trilogies.
Yeah.
And they're thinking that the big crossover event that these shows we're about to get into is going to all culminate to a big like an MCU style event where that's how they're going to be able to reboot.
Now we can branch off into new Star Wars.
Yeah.
Instead of the old stuff, we can get off into the new stuff, like, you know, what's happening in the rest of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Which is what we wanted. Like.
Yeah. It is what we wanted, but like the only concern that I have with it, or the issue, and I understand that they're using the Mandalorian as a jumping off point, right? Because they kind of did the same thing with Arrow and the DC series and all this kind of stuff. But like,
it's the current trend. But I mean, Star Wars has been doing it for a while as well. I mean, all these properties have had a shared universe for quite some time, but cinematically, you know, it is the trend.
Yeah. Well, and the more I read on it, so according to this, you know, Wonder Woman filmmaker Patty Jenkins will direct Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Upcoming Star Wars shows will include the thriller series The Acolyte, a series about the smoothest man in the galaxy with Lando, and 2 animated shows called Star Wars Visions and A Droid Story. 2 Mandalorian spin-offs, Ahsoka and Rangers of the New Republic, and Andor, the Rogue One prequel series starring Diego Luna as Cassian Andor. The Obi-Wan Kenobi series will see the return of Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader. So that's kind of a lot of the stuff that they've got lined up. Now, I'm glad
that's a big package.
Yeah, but what's crazy is like, all right, you've got 2 Mandalorian spinoffs, Ahsoka, but like, she has came from something else, right? And she has been canon for this entire time, right? Yeah. Like even when they retired canon, she stayed canon, right?
Well, the way it worked is Ahsoka was created for the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And Clone Wars still continued development during the buyout to Disney.
Right.
So it's more like they just grandfathered her in because she was already established content, I would presume.
Right. And
but
it's
yeah,
like
she's her key backstory is revealed during the events of the Clone Wars show.
Yeah. So it's like she's not really spinning off of Mandalorian. I guess to people that didn't watch the animated series, that would be what she's spinning off from. But in reality, she's not, because she's already had all this backstory, all these adventures that she's went on, and she appeared in 1 episode of Mandalorian. You know what I mean?
She's in that era of Star Wars that there is definitely a very large audience that are gonna, you know, that are this is a about time moment for them.
Yeah.
So, but what I've watched of her in Clone Wars and the character and her version in Mandalorian, you know, she's the next generation of people. She's their Luke Skywalker.
Right. And I get it. And it's cool. Like, if they're gonna bring her in and they're gonna run her series simultaneously as Mandalorian, and I'm not talking about release time. I'm talking about, like, you know, time in show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then that be kind of cool, because that gives a lot of freedom, but also a lot of potential for them to kind of cross paths.
But, well, exactly, and that's the way they treat her character. Like from a more general scope on it, her character, they've managed to write her cleverly into canon because she was the apprentice of Anakin before he fell to the dark side.
Right.
So, but the way they did it is, you know, they were all, you know, they would group up and do missions together, and then there would be moments where they weren't.
Right.
So they, you know, they wrote it cleverly so that it, you know, it makes sense.
Yeah. And then Rangers of the New Republic, like, what's that gonna be? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I can only assume that's gonna be our X-Wing TIE Fighter show.
Well, they're doing Rogue Squadron. Is that a film, or is that going to be
believe
a
Got
it's a
some
series?
film.
kind of teaser for it in the trailer thing.
Okay.
I think it's a show.
Yeah. And then of course we've got Andor, Rogue One prequel, which is great, and then the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which is going to see
Ewan
and fucking Hayden
isn't it?
back together again,
So
and
we're gonna get to see a round 2.
Boy,
I mean
which is gonna be great, because in the long run, that's gonna add so much, add more visual depth to what we already know is a long history between Kenobi and Vader.
yeah.
And just being able to go down that rabbit hole in some shape or form is really awesome. Like I think Obi-Wan's probably one of the shows I'm most hyped for out of the whole press jacket.
Well, not only that, but it's going to add more credibility to the episode 1, 2, and 3.
Well, I mean, how are they gonna give him a journey between, going into exile and then when we meet up with him again in episode 4?
Well, I mean, forced communication.
Well, are we going to see a Obi-Wan that slowly kind of descends into survivor's guilt?
Probably.
Is he going to succumb to some sort of PTSD? Are they going to go that route? Are they going to make it somewhat dark? Or are they just going to make that something light and still keep it almost like an adventure, wanderer type tale?
I think it'll be a combination of the two. And the way that I kind of see it playing out is like those two are going to be on screen together, but not physically, if that makes any sense. I think that Anakin is going to fuck with him.
Or are we going to see that and a combination of perhaps maybe him overwatching Luke and
Possibly.
some of the attempts were, maybe we find out that the Empire did find out that Anakin had a kid, or maybe the Emperor did, and was already trying to off Luke at first while he's a child. And maybe we get a story where the Emperor tried it, Obi-Wan and his merry band of fellows, that he acquired. It'll be the Mandalorian, but Obi-Wan Kenobi more than likely.
Yeah. I think it's going to do a lot of that. Like Obi-Wan's going to be like more or less protecting Luke and like fucking people up, but I also think it's going to be a mixture of like flashback stuff. And I think that it's going to be more stuff flashing back to episode 3. I really think that you're going to see the breakdown of their relationship. And I think that would mean more. You know what I'm saying?
Well, according to a couple articles I saw come out recently, like today, I think, man, it's saying that in Kenobi, we're getting full Vader, like no Anakin moments, which is pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
But it's keeping to Disney's current trend of when Vader's Vader, like he's evil, but like showing the conflict, but he's still completely succumbed to the dark side at that point, because in the Marvel run that's come out for Vader, which is a great template for a solo movie, I think I've said before, but it does a good job of breaking down his psyche and how he's in constant conflict.
Yeah.
But he always comes back around to, I'm fucking evil now, dude. Let's get this shit over with, and just starts fucking wrecking fools.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to me, out of all these series, like you said, the one that's going to be the most interesting because it's going to tie directly into the already established lore. And I'm not even going to get started on, well, they're going to do all these shows and they're going to try to delete fucking Force Awakens and Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker or all that shit. Like, I don't even want to get into that because I think it's fucking stupid for them to do it. They have the ability to go in and flesh all that shit out now on a streaming service. So they need to quit being pussies and do that.
Well, and I think they're gonna absolutely do that. But I'm gonna keep, as far as these shows like Rangers and The Acolyte, which we haven't even really dove into it much, but it's supposed to be a more Sith oriented show.
Yeah.
And that's going to be interesting, but all of them, I'm just going to keep my expectations for those. I'm going to keep them low and just take them as pleasant surprises if they turn out to be good.
Yeah.
Because Obi-Wan is like you were saying, it's so directly tied to the saga.
Yeah.
That there's a bar that it's going to have to meet for a lot of fans. So it's got a lot to live up to.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, we'll see. And I'm going to try all of them out. Of course, when the animated stuff, maybe we'll see about that. But like Obi-Wan for sure, Ahsoka for sure, gonna at least give it a go. Acolyte, Rangers of the New Republic. Like some of these may fall by the wayside until a later date, but like the only one really is Obi-Wan that I'm looking forward to, other than the more seasons of Mandalorian. And I'm hoping that I get pulled in.
And I mean, honestly, the way Hayden Christensen was received when the prequels came out wasn't that great. So it's interesting that as the fandom has been as he's won the fandom over, especially with the sequels now.
Yeah.
Because remember about 10 years ago when everybody hated the prequels? Now everyone's like, you know what, Revenge of the Sith
wasn't that bad.
And it's like, it was always good, man. But I digress. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. And I'm definitely looking forward to the new Marvel shows and movies that were announced. So they've got to. Go ahead.
I believe we have. I think we have. I believe I dropped the Loki trailer.
Also, the new trailer for WandaVision in there.
So those are gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
We were talking real quick before you get into that, because it's just a small clip but we've been talking about all the people they were adding to Spider-Man.
Yes.
Now they've talking Doc Ock coming in.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? The Sandman, some other ones.
Green Goblin and Sandman are possibly returning.
Well, there's now reports that Tobey Maguire is going to be in the movie. There's reports that it's happening.
So I'm calling it time displaced Sinister Six. It's happening.
What was it? Displaced man. Coming at you.
It's going to be the Sinister Six composed of versions from different universes, and that's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that.
Well, and speaking of that real quick, it's like whenever they were leading up to Sinister Six with Amazing Spider-Man, everybody bitched and complained and said, well, Spider-Man can't take on the Sinister Six alone. They would fucking destroy him in real life. That would only work in comic books, this, that, and the other. Well, how about motherfucking 3 Spider-Man?
Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, they might bring another one in.
And think about it. What if Andrew Garfield's going to be our untimely death of the film?
I mean, that could have happened.
Since his storyline was setting up a Sinister Six, it would be the good tearjerker moment the movie needs to have. The Six coalesce in his timeline.
Yeah.
And he's the one that gets killed. Because think about it, like the Spider-Man from the Raimi films, he eventually went on to start fighting Sandman. Like he was up against some crazy shit. Yeah. And so has the Marvel counterpart.
Yeah.
So they could more grapple to deal with the problem, maybe more so than Garfield Spider-Man.
Yeah, but if you're looking at it in that way, it's like nobody gave a fuck, and still nobody gives a fuck about Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. So
and his movies were decent. I mean, they weren't the best. They weren't. But
yeah.
I think the third film could have wrapped everything up and could have corrected whatever mistakes or complaints people had. I personally didn't have them, but
right. But what I was saying though is like nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
So why would they waste a good death on him? That's all I'm saying. Like if I'm gonna kill one, it's definitely gonna be Tobey Maguire.
I was gonna that.
Well, he's the oldest one, so it would make sense for him to be the older Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I'm just thinking like in terms of just usefulness to the plot, I guess.
Right.
I mean, they both are. I mean, who am I kidding? They could do this shit a million different ways and it'd still be fucking awesome.
Yeah, they still got my money.
Yeah. So, but on the back of that, like we keep getting Spider-Man news and rumors and stuff, and it's building. It's going to build this into.
It's a supernova of news for sure, man.
Yeah, and it's going to build this into probably the highest grossing standalone Marvel film, of all time. Like, didn't fucking Far From Home do that?
Yeah, it made bank, man.
So yeah. So
I mean, if this is our genuine last Spider-Man movie for the MCU, then like you said a couple episodes ago, it's going to be Disney and Marvel fixing everything to do with cinematic Spider-Man and handing it back to Sony and going, "Don't fuck this up, please."
Yeah.
We'll do all the heavy lifting for you.
Yeah, let us keep Holland.
Yeah.
Like we fixed the continuity so that every film moving forward, whether you make it or we make it, it makes sense to the fans.
Dude, they'll make so much money, they'll let them keep using him. Like, well, see, if that's the case, then if this is truly their last film, they might kill his ass.
Well, it seems
that would
like
be devastating, right? Like
he's already died once.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like. But I know that they're gonna make enough money to be like, all right, we'll do some more. This ain't gonna be the last Spider-Man.
It's kind of ingenious what Disney's doing, if that's what they are doing, with the whole coalescing everything into one seamless timeline now. They're probably will they do that with X-Men? That's another question that comes to mind. Are they working to make it to where, regardless of where their rights belong, all the studios involved are in a way to make it work? I mean, I don't see them being that selfless. Don't get me wrong, Disney's a corporation. As long as it's making bank, they want it. But who knows? Maybe they'll do it and make so much money off of this film that they're just like, you know what? We're just going to buy the rights back now.
They could. I mean, we talked about that last week. Adam said that if they bought the rights back, they would definitely make that money back.
Yes, they've already done the math. Like making Spider-Man movies, the amount of money they've raked in already, it would be no time they'd make. Because I think Sony wants like $10 billion. That's what I believe Disney offered them either 4 or 5. But they're like, we'll take 10.
Oh my damn, dude! No counter
it's
offer.
Like that's more than we paid for Star Wars, motherfucker.
Yeah, for real.
It would make sense to close his arc, and it would be crazy to wrap everything that's been cinematic Spider-Man and wrap it up in one film, which seems pretty fucking ambitious, honestly. But it sets it up to where if, say, they retain the rights to Spider-Man, that would mean that we have this overarching story of Spider-Man where we get his origin stories and how that's all happening. But in the MCU and moving forward, he deals with the Thanos event. And then because of Iron Man, he, his death and everything, he moves forward. And now this is going to be the big shit hitting the fan event he's got to deal with where Iron Man's not there. And this is beyond even Mysterio's capabilities,
Yeah.
And I don't know, that would be pretty impressive if they could stick the landing.
Oh yeah.
They'll be able to do it, man. I have faith.
What you were talking about, what other kind of shows do they have in the pipeline?
So this is just shows coming out. Secret Invasion, Ironheart, which is the female Iron Man.
Okay.
Armor Wars, which is going to follow War Machine, and an animated series called I'm Groot, which is going to be like a fun. I think it's going to be a collection of Groot shorts, which is still a pretty, a pretty interesting way to do that character.
Groot's a hit with the kids, so
yeah, so it's a no-brainer, right?
That's gonna be
it's their
that's
baby
a
Yoda.
maker.
Yeah. I believe Secret Invasion is going to bring back some of the cast members from Captain Marvel, and that's going to be their fault, what they're going to be dealing with. Like I said, Ironheart is going to be a younger teenage black girl version of Iron Man. So we'll see what happens with that. And then Armor Wars is they're talking about War Machine, and then possibly bringing Sam Rockwell's character back from Iron Man 2. And have him as the maybe possible villain of Armor Wars series. I've seen that rumor going around, so we'll see. But I mean, these are all good. I mean, Secret Invasion will be interesting. It'll be kind of like a spy thriller. Ironheart will be a light-hearted teenage, coming of age show. Armor Wars is going to be a more industrial, military, type of thing. And then you've got the animated.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they announced a shitload of films. So
they did their next phase, right?
They did some of it.
Yeah, they had some kind of little get together, and they were like, "All right, guys."
Yeah. So we've got. They're currently working on Fantastic Four with director John Watts, and John Watts directed both of the Marvel Spider-Man films. So I think that he captured the tone of Spider-Man perfectly, right? And I think that given the correct writing, I think that he will be able to capture the tone of the Fantastic Four. But Fantastic Four is going to be tricky because it's going to be really easy to fuck up. But if you do it right, it's going to be like capturing lightning in a bottle. And they don't have to worry about doing it multiple times, because if they cast the right people and they write interesting stories, they're going to do it every single time. It comes down to writing. It comes down to who they cast. And we've talked about this. We were talking about it the other night. John Krasinski said that he was interested in it. Wife said that she was interested in it. Several people have expressed interest in these characters. And I think at this point, they could basically offer anybody no money, but just the ability to star in it, and they would do it because it's a fucking Marvel film, right? So.
And he's done a great job.
Yes.
He's directing the other Spider-Man movie that's coming out, what we're talking about. So,
he might have got the Fantastic Four from whatever they're doing with Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Because, the two Spider-Man films is focused solely on Peter Parker and kind of what he was going through. And yeah, Iron Man showed up in the first one and all this stuff. But if they're doing all this crazy shit with Spider-Man and they're looking at dailies and they're like, this dude's got something going on over here, give him Fantastic Four. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
He's working with a large cast of people, and
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, we get the title for Ant-Man 3. Go ahead.
Oh, no, this is something I just came across, and apparently the plot for this is a day ago. The plot of Tom Holland's Spider-Man 3 revealed, with spoilers. So that's supposedly out in the open. I haven't read any on here yet, but I did see something here. As far as the way Marvel's approach to this, because with Doctor Strange they're introducing the multiverse, of madness,
right?
And it's common knowledge that we know that WandaVision's tying into it. Well, apparently it's saying here that Spider-Man 3 is going to act as the middle part of a multiverse trilogy, starting with WandaVision, clearly Spider-Man 3, and ending in Doctor Strange in the multiverse.
Wow.
So I mean, that's a pretty bold move to have 2 films and a TV show, and apparently Loki as well is tying into it. So much stuff crossing over at once now. Instead of how they, they'd have a couple, several solo films for a year or two, and then all right, let's bring them all together. Like that made sense. This is like, stick with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's definitely out there. So if you come across it and you don't want to be spoiled, there might be a chance that this stuff could be real. But yeah.
But yeah, so we got the Ant-Man title for Ant-Man 3. It's going to be Quantumania. And casting rumors, and I think they actually confirmed it while we were doing it, but Jonathan Majors, who was the lead in fucking My Boy in Lovecraft Country, is coming in as Kang the Conqueror, so I'm super excited about that. Guardians of the Galaxy is getting a Disney Plus holiday special. Did y'all see this?
Heard of it. Did not see any details though.
It says Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be arriving in theaters in 2023. But before that, James Gunn is writing and directing the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, a live-action program that will be coming exclusively to Disney Plus, and that's not all that's in store for the ragtag team of space criminals turned superheroes. They're kind of going to be playing on the whole Star Wars Holiday Special thing. It's going to be kind of like a parody of that to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be... Says using the Guardians of the Galaxy in this way might seem cheesy, but it also makes perfect sense. After all, Gamora is green, Groot can easily be decorated as a Christmas tree, and Star-Lord probably has at least a few Christmas songs on his Zune he received at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. James Gunn has given the Guardians of the Galaxy movie incredible soundtracks, so we're sure he'll do the same for their holiday special. And he also confirmed that this will be canon. So does that mean Thor's going to be in it? Like, how fucking funny would that shit be? He's like, this is a Christmas. So Christian Bale's been confirmed as the villain for Thor Love and Thunder. And he is going to be playing Gorr the Butcher. Gorr, Gorr. And it says an alien creature who sets out on a mission to kill as many gods as he can. So I don't know much about Gorr, but I do know a lot about Christian Bale and his enjoyment of yelling at people on movie sets. So I'm sure that he will do a fantastic job in this. We'll talk about Captain Marvel in a little bit. Black Panther 2 will not recast Chadwick Boseman, which we all figured that would happen. Movie's still happening. Allegedly, as of right now, it's still happening, but we'll see. They released the trailers, and we'll talk about these later, of Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki, and WandaVision. So we will get to those in just a little bit. It says also on the Marvel front, we have, Falcon Winter Soldier, of course, WandaVision, also Hawkeye, where it's going to be him and his daughter. I saw a little titty bit about that, so that's going to be awesome. She-Hulk, Moon Knight's been confirmed. Miss Marvel animated series has been confirmed. And a rumored show about Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury. With that being said, the last time we saw Sam Jackson, he was in space, right?
Yes, he was aboard the sword ship.
Yeah, so if they do a Sam Jackson series, would that be the most logical place for that to pick up? Or are they going to wait until he gets back to Earth? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, they had some kind of like crazy investor thing, and they were just like, they're like, fuck D23, fuck Comic-Con. We're gonna announce the shit to the people that really matter. the investors,
yeah.
right?
Investor Day.
Yeah, exactly.
They were like, please don't cut our funding.
Yeah. And then on the last little note here that I've got, Brie Larson. What are we gonna do with you, Brie Larson? Out as Captain Marvel. Rumored recast.
That's how bad her YouTube channel was doing.
Wow. What was she doing on there?
Well, what's funny was like on her, and that kind of happened during COVID. They made her a YouTube channel, and it's supposed to be like any other YouTuber content creator, but like you can tell like it's a set.
Yeah.
She's got multiple cameras. Like, and it's just her doing it, y'all. She's filming herself, editing her videos. It's like, bitch, you got like 4 cameras.
Oh.
Like, but they were trying to make it look real.
Yeah.
And as soon as they put that shit up, dude, the internet just shit all over it. They were like, no, we're not turning this into a damn, like you can't just get an actress and start a channel and do this. Like, that's not how this works.
Right.
But her channel's just terrible.
Yeah. So, and I mean, dude, she kind of rubbed a shitload of people the wrong way whenever she was doing press for that first one. I'm sure Kevin Feige, whether he agrees with it or not, was probably like, bitch, shut your fucking stupid ass mouth, you know?
You're on your way out.
Yeah. So, Doomcock, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the same article I saw about it.
Yeah. He goes over 2 ways that Brie Larson might get replaced as Captain Marvel or removed completely. This is a quote. Let Brie shoot Captain Marvel 2. At the end of that film, Captain Marvel sacrifices herself to save everyone. Brie fans will be saddened, but placated potentially of the noble sacrifice, and will be a way to bring her back with a more genial and less controversial actress. As for the second replacement strategy, he says Brie goes on a trip with a time travel device and simply gets lost and never returns.
Make it back.
Yeah. So they're doing a Miss Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always enjoyed Miss Marvel more than Captain Marvel. So I'd be interested to see. I always liked her costume better. I always liked the character better. Do we really need Captain Marvel? I mean, to me, Captain Marvel served her purpose. She showed us Samuel L. Jackson's origins. She showed up and destroyed Thanos' big-ass ship, and she helped end the whole Infinity War saga, right? I'm done with her.
Wait a minute. Is Miss Marvel the girl that was in that video game?
No.
With the big fist?
No, she was wearing a Miss Marvel t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, for me, I feel like there's still a chance for her character to pick up a better script and a better story than to be used more utilitarian like she was in the Infinity Saga. Her arc in Civil War II was pretty good. And I would like to see them at least take a crack at that.
Yeah. I mean,
because it almost deals with her becoming evil in a sense. Like the way I interpreted the story, I felt more negative towards her side of the conflict.
But do you see Brie Larson playing that? Or do you see them replacing her and someone?
Outside of comic book movies, man, we typically praise a lot of actors that really peel away their roles and everything. If she could have her, we can call it Iron Man moment, where she embodies that character and, with a good script and really good direction and a really genuinely good effort on her part, like it could be done.
Yeah.
But will we get the planets aligning like that? I don't know. Doubt it. Clearly not. So,
yeah.
I mean, they should at least attempt to replace her. just to give that character something that makes, because they're, Marvel is trying their best to dot their I's and cross their T's with their whole storytelling.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting for them to try to tie that off in at least a way that's consistent with how they're going, and not feel forced or kind of, I don't know, will they be tongue in cheek about it? Because that to me, the whole being lost in time and stuff, that's very tongue in cheek to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we're gonna memory hole you.
Yeah. You might show back up later as another person.
Yeah.
Like you're sucked in a portal.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta explain shit.
Yeah. Imagine running your mouth on some press for a movie, and the studio's like, "Ooh, we can't."
Yeah, we're gonna suck you into a portal, bitch. Yeah.
We'll see what happens in her. They're Miss Marvel 2, Captain Marvel 2 is coming out November the 11th, 2022.
Yeah.
So they got time.
Yeah. She's got time to like make things right. So, but yeah, that's all the movie news that I see. I mean, it's a lot of Disney stuff, of course, but they're releasing a Evil Dead video game. So if you're into video games and Evil Dead, be sure to go check that trailer out, because it's gonna be a fucking silly, silly time. And I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it just snuck up on us, dude. It came out of nowhere.
I know. And it's like, they dropped an Evil Dead video game trailer? What?
So, did y'all see the trailer for Arc 2?
No.
I almost dropped it in here earlier because I thought it was a movie trailer. I didn't drop it because it's like 6 minutes. But it's got Vin Diesel in it, and I believe it's for the video game Arc. It's part 2 of that, Arc 2. Damn. And it's like, he's like animated, and it just looks kind of cheesy.
It looks very Vin Diesel.
Yeah. I watched the trailer, a little bit of it, and I was like, oh, this is for the game. Pass. Yeah. Hated it. Are we getting into trailers?
I think we need to.
I put like pretty much anything I could find that we'd probably get. There was a Michelle Pfeiffer trailer where she was another cat lady.
Oh, fucking way.
But it was like some drama. I didn't drop it. I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, this is something that...
It wasn't... You didn't want to hit her with a fucking flipper?
No,
the fridge flipper?
Fridge flipper.
I mean,
Whoa, you know?
Yeah, what the fuck, bro? Now, there's one trailer that was not dropped that I want to drop in here. I will drop it last. Booyah. All right. We got a lot of fucking Disney trailers going, and Disney news in general.
It was an investor day.
Yeah. Too bad I'm not an investor, so I could fucking be there. Yeah. God.
And your voice be heard.
I'd be like, this is an outrage. Tony.
Harrison.
I slot in the back like a peanut.
Fucking assemble this Kinder Egg.
Right, I'll take a quick day trip around the crutch.
I've been podlocked on this Loki trailer.
Dude, I haven't watched. I've seen that Bob Odenkirk trailer pop up every day for a week, and I still have yet to watch that shit, you know? Okay, hold on.
Do we have the first look at the Andor?
No.
No. Well, that's available too. Want to put it in there?
Yes. All right.
Speaking of trailers, I don't know. It's not a good segue. Did you see where they're shipping the tune-up without the logo on it?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, with stickers and shit. Yeah.
And labels.
Yeah, I saw that.
Has everybody got the Loki trailer up?
Yes.
Sure do.
All right, let's low key watch this Loki trailer. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. This is a scene from the other movie.
Yeah, Endgame.
Recycled footage. Ruh-roh. He's like, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh. In the desert again, you know?
Fuck. He hasn't aged a day.
Indigenous, you know?
I thought it was going to hit that music, that...
I know, I thought it was going
throat
there
yodeling.
Too. Yeah, throttling.
Oh, it's fucking Owen Wilson. Wow.
Yeah, we got one of those right down the road, you know?
Time does pass differently. So this is a movie, right? Not a show?
No, this is a series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've always wondered what was going on out there.
Yeah, right. Wow.
I mean, dude, look at this production quality.
Was that Black Widow?
I think so.
Catch me if you can. Man, that looks good. DTW, dude.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I always liked Loki, so you know. Brother. Hemda. Next we got motherfucking Rogue Squadron. Patty Jenkins. Is it gonna be dog shit? Let's find out.
Look at that first comment.
Top Gun meets Star Wars. Shit. I'm ready for it.
You ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Ooh. Oh, okay.
So you're the one that made fucking Wonder Woman.
Probably wouldn't have opened up with that.
Yeah.
Make a Star Wars movie? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Cool helmet. That was a neat little cut they just did there.
Yeah, right.
So I'm guessing that this is the trailer, yeah. Ooh, look at the. Now the first comment on mine is, damn it, for a second I thought roller skates were canon in Star Wars.
Yeah, I see that down here. I mean, that's not even a teaser.
I mean,
it's bullshit.
I mean,
it's like meet the director.
I'm kind of glad we didn't get thrown any stuff right off the bat, because I mean, that has some potential.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, not necessarily because of Patty Jenkins, which, I mean, her films aren't terrible. She did The Hurt Locker, which was great.
Oh, she did Hurt Locker?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great movie, man.
I want to ask you guys something real quick before we move on to the next trailer. Could you imagine for 1 second if the next time that Tarantino dropped a movie trailer and he's fucking rollerblading, he's like, I've been trying to tell this fucking story for years, and I couldn't just find any fucking outlet to do it.
Yeah. So I wrote a fucking novel. Okay.
Could you imagine that?
I mean,
no.
I think it should be reworded as Rogue Squadron announcement trailer.
Yeah. Meet the director.
Exactly. Yeah. Dude, I would love that more than anything, though. Like him rollerblading. He's got to be rollerblading in this scenario. And
So
then he just starts
around on his rollerblades.
Yeah, he just starts dropping F-bombs left and right. Nobody knows what he's doing.
And he's wearing like old school rollerblades, like the 4 wheels.
Fucking boogie nights, you know? Ready. I've been excited.
I would be like, have y'all seen that Tarantino trailer?
It looks fucking amazing, right? Nobody. I'm ready for it. Bob Odenkirk. I love Bob Odenkirk, right?
Yeah.
He's fucking awesome.
Are you ready, Trev?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play.
It's gonna be a dark comedy. Falling down.
Little Joker scene here.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm already in, dude.
Yeah.
This fucking song. Oh shit. I'm about to fuck these dudes up. Yeah, fucking. This is what happened to Saul Goodman.
Yeah.
Witness protection. It's like John Wick with comedy?
Yeah.
They're coming for his cougarans? They're dead. That looks good as fuck, man.
It does.
A movie I didn't know I needed.
It looks fucking great, right?
Absolutely, dude. It looks like a silly goose time.
Damn,
He's
that
fucking
looks
out
good.
for lunch.
Yeah. Outside the war, okay?
I'm ready.
All right.
Hand me that war.
3, 2, 1, play.
Is this a fucking
sci-fi movie?
Is this a Russo brothers movie?
Neil Blomkamp? He's got a secret movie he's making right now. A horror movie. He's like a super soldier, dude. How many trailers have we seen this year where he was kicking ass?
Oh.
He just beat the shit out of people.
It's fucking Anthony Mackie, dude. It's
Speaking
the Mackie
of,
effect.
super soldiers, did y'all see those articles this week where the Chinese are trying to create like super soldiers? Genetically modified?
Dude. Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. That's a thing.
Jesus.
They're testing on people. They're like, we had, plenty of people come forward, let us test it on them. It's like, you mean you made them? Was it a choice?
Yeah.
It's like, get in line, bitch. That'd be nuts, man. Yeah, they said they want to make them so they can, like, be in the cold longer, like heat. Just like super soldiers, dude. It's just like Universal Soldier. Tweeters.
Yeah, Twitter.
WandaVision.
Dude, this shit comes out in like a month.
Right?
And I'm super excited. I mean, we got to do it on the pod, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
this comes
I'm
in
excited.
right after Mando.
This is going to kickstart supposedly a multiverse story arc. So
yeah,
let's see if Marvel's got it in them. If they've got the beginnings of a second win.
Well, they got it, dude. I'm
ready.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. This trailer shows a little more. Stay golden, pony boy. Everybody laughs.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
You know?
Now we're in the 70s. Straight from Bewitched to Brady Bunch. She's fucking strong, dude. All right. January 15th.
That shit's gonna be so fucking good, man.
Yeah, it gave us a lot of footage, but still,
like you don't know what's up.
Yeah.
Shadow in the Cloud. Okay. It's got the chick, the little girl from Kick-Ass, you know.
Yeah. Did this between Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, no big deal.
Sucker Punch. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. I think this is some kind of sci-fi movie. Could be wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. Uh-oh. The fuck is that? Why are they letting that little girl run a bomber?
What the fuck?
A little over the top. It's got that. What was that movie?
Sucker Punch.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Welcome back to the party, baby.
It's a war
North
movie,
Hollywood.
Ready when y'all are.
Yeah.
Leave my comment. 3, 2, 1, play.
That fucking.
Yeah, so what's his name? You wear pants and a shirt. Why are you wearing shorts and a pants?
It's like a coming of age movie.
They're skaters. But I'm also gonna skate. I haven't seen her in a while. Pharrell Williams, like the music guy?
Yeah.
Oh. He's like, you need to focus on these hands. Damn. Lord, it's a dog town up in here. It's a skateboard movie, isn't it?
It makes me think of It makes me think about mid-90s from Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
It looks like my type of flick, just to be honest.
I don't think, what's his name? Vaughn?
Yeah, Vince Vaughn.
I guarantee you, if it was a shitty script, man, I just don't see him doing it.
Yeah. He ain't got to work.
No.
He got swingers money.
We can skip that.
You want to do the Vader one last? No.
But yeah.
I'll watch it on
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I'm excited about this fucking series, man. Like, I'm excited about WandaVision, but the chemistry that these two guys have, you know what I mean? I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. All right. So he's going to be like the new Captain America.
Yeah.
Didn't he give him the shield?
Yeah.
Why is it in its own house?
I think there's 2 of them.
Oh. Woo. Defend the site. He's got moves. Some good CGI, man.
Creep can roll, man.
Yeah. Did you see his thing he released? Jeff Bridges? Did like an update?
So I got a theory.
Lay it on us.
Buck is gonna become Captain America. It's not gonna be the Falcon.
Think so?
That'll work. Well, he's like a super soldier too, right?
Yeah.
That could work. Because he's the Falcon, dude.
Yeah.
He's already got his gimmick, you know?
Yeah.
And Bucky, like, is he just as strong as Captain America?
Using the mantle of Captain America as a way to fulfill his redemption arc for being the Winter Soldier makes more sense to me than Falcon being Captain America. Simply because he, like you were saying, Adam, he's the Falcon. He's his own character. He's his, I want him to flourish as his character for a while. I know he inevitably picks up the mantle in the comics and everything, but we've only had small dosages of him as the Falcon throughout the MCU. So it would be nice if they let this set up to either he's not ready to, he doesn't feel worthy to do it, so he inevitably passes it to Bucky for a while, and maybe have the finale be something like that's when he gets it and he's like, all right, I'm captain, you know.
Right.
Well, and it's a way for Bucky to redeem himself, and like, that's he gets him to come to he's like, come help us. Be a good guy.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Whatever they decide to do is going to be great.
Yeah, of course.
And or.
Ready for this.
Are y'all ready?
And or.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Let's see if this is like a real teaser.
Yeah.
Recycled
I hope
footage. See, I think these shows are going to be pretty good, man. This ain't no fucking... Shit, I like Rogue One.
Yeah, me too.
So this is going to kind of be based on that?
I think it's a prequel, right? Or a continuation. I don't know. They all died, so.
Isn't this one of the shows?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, they're sinking money into it. Damn. It's a Peter Jackson gig, you know?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, come on.
So Andor's more or less going to be the myriad adventures of the early Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
They're sinking some cash into it.
Hell yeah. Hell fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that Star Wars is such a big deal to so many people that some of these people's made their way into Hollywood and they have found a way to ensure that there's going to be some Star Wars content.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that companies wanting to, make a buck. That's I don't ever lose sight on that whenever we're talking about our love for these properties and stuff. But, it's still on the positive side. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Next week,
Santa Claus.
the Santa Claus and the final episode of season 2, Mandalorian.
It's gonna be a good week. And Christmas, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christmas.
Will it be
That's our
is
Christmas
it going to be
week.
the last episode of the year?
No, we'll be back on the 29th.
We've got
but
well, I got
Christmas
something.
will be after, we're coming back on the 22nd, and then Christmas will be that Friday. So that's gonna be our Christmas episode.
Yeah. I've got an amendment to make to the upcoming lineup if you guys will humor me for a moment.
Okay.
Instead of doing for New Year's, the New Year's week, instead of doing Wonder Woman, right? Let's do Tenet.
Okay.
Does anybody got?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, I would much rather watch Tenet than fucking Wonder Woman any
Yeah, we can
day.
push that back.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah. We'll do Tenet. Now, do we still do our documentary? Were we going to do the documentary at the same time?
Yes. And, I mean, Tenet's a long film, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The Alabama Snake.
Yeah, I think we were going to watch that at the same time as Wonder Woman. And then after that, I don't remember.
I watched it with my wife.
Okay.
I want to go ahead and give you guys some heads up. It is fucking long.
Is it like
really
several
long.
episodes?
No, it's just really long. Yeah. It's good, but definitely watch it. But I think it's a situation where y'all need to watch it, and then we just kind of drop it in when we've all had a chance at it. Because I feel like cramming it alongside some TV is going to be.
Yeah, it's an hour. It might be a little rough
on the schedule, but it feels really long, Adam. Like, not in a bad way. It's intriguing, but.
Do you see any faces you recognize?
Not particularly, but just a ton of
a lot of people talking.
Well, a lot of areas. Like like there's not a place that it cuts to that you're not familiar with.
Hell yeah.
All right.
So next week.
Tim Allen. Is this our first Tim Allen movie?
Yeah. We need to do a Galaxy Quest at some point.
Oh yeah.
I had an idea I wanted to run by y'all. Do you guys want to for the Tenet episode? Since we're rounding out the year, do you want to do a top 3 from all of us?
Top 3 movies of the year.
Yeah, our personal picks.
We've got our list, so we know what to go in there and choose from.
So we can just throw them out to the ether and debate. And
I'll go in there and figure out what was the first episode of the year, so we know where to start on that list.
Yeah, awesome.
And I'll let you guys know, because I can scroll back through the YouTube and see when we aired.
That'll work.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm also sad that Mandalorian's ending, but I'm also excited.
I think this next episode is going to be a banger.
I hope it's like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for.
Wonder if it says. Probably not, but, you know.
What a bunch of bitches, you know?
Nah, there's no timestamp.
Of course.
But yeah. All right, guys.